Hi there, everyone. Welcome again to the podcast of interest to no one. I hope you're all doing well, and like me, you've been fortunate enough to work on something that you really enjoy. Anyway, I'm happy to announce this week that the podcast of interest to no one is going to be going on hiatus, and that's actually a really good thing. See, I was really winging it when I started this show, learning as I went along and cobbling together episodes the same day as I published them. And it worked fine considering I had nothing to lose and no standards to live up to, and I absolutely achieved my main goal of learning the process of producing a weekly show. So I'm really happy with the whole thing, but I think I've finally reached the limit of what I can achieve and learn using my current workflow. For instance, since I'm going week to week, I run into all sorts of scheduling conflicts, and I often have trouble getting tutorials done on time. I mean, hell, the last episode was a week late because I underestimated how long it would take to produce motion graphics, even crappy ones. And this week's tutorial was supposed to be an outdoor project, but my schedule didn't allow me any free time during the week, and then when the weekend finally came around, there's a frickin' ice storm! So, the solution I've realized is that I need a backlog of completed episodes as a safety net, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm going to put the show on hold. The other big reason I'm taking a break is because I'm going to be getting some new equipment. I've pointed out before that I need a microphone, and I'm finally going to spring for one. I'm also looking at upgrading my camera and a few other pieces of hardware so I can up the production values on this show and the other ones I'm looking to start. Speaking of other shows, I plan on using the break as a chance to get the beer show and the Yardwork show off the ground. I've been able to cut a lot of corners with the podcast of interest for no one, but I plan to enlist the help of other people for the new shows, and therefore I need to produce them in a much more professional manner. But that's the plan. I'd like to say I plan on taking about a month off and be back around the beginning of March, but I can't really say for sure. Let's just say that this isn't the end of the show, it's just the end of season 1. So what to wrap up with? Like I said, the weather screwed up my original idea, so I had to come up with something on the fly. I decided I'd show you a game I like to play with my dog. It's easy, it's cheap, and it's a hell of a lot of fun for you and your pet, so let's get started with that. The point of the game is to hide treats for your dog and let him sniff it out. Supposedly, in addition to being a lot of fun for him, it's also supposed to be a great mental exercise. I don't know, I'm not a dog expert, but that's what they say. It's a really simple concept that's easy to throw together with items around your house. So all you need is a muffin pan, some tennis balls, and some treats. And a dog, of course. One note, the size of your dog will dictate the size of your materials. A large dog can use regular sized muffin pan with normal tennis balls, but this may be too big for smaller breeds. For our dog, we use the mini muffin pan and the small tennis balls you get at the pet store. So first get your muffin pan and treats. Now, I usually break the treats into very small pieces because it only takes a couple of rounds of this game for the amount of treats your dog is eating to just really go through the roof. Besides, dogs have really amazing senses of smell, so they won't have any trouble detecting even really tiny pieces of treat. Anyway, just take the little pieces of treat and scatter them randomly in a few, not all, of the cups in your muffin pan. Now, place tennis balls in each of the cups. Each cup should have a tennis ball, but only some are hiding treats. Now just set the pan on the ground and let the dog sniff out the prizes. Stay. All done. Good girl, Trixie. You find them all? Is that it? You may have noticed that I made her wait until I gave the OK signal for her to start hunting. This is optional, but I found it adds a bit of obedience training to the game. But that's it, that's the whole game. You can repeat it as many times as you want, just be aware of how many treats your dog is eating so they don't make themselves sick. Kinda like little kids with Halloween candy that way. Now, as a side note, they do sell these at the pet store, but it usually runs about 15 or 20 bucks. I just showed you how to do it yourself with the stuff you probably already have around your house. While I personally suggest doing it this way, don't forget that the store-bought version makes a great gift for a dog owner you might know, so don't write it off completely. So there you have it, that's the end of the tutorial and pretty much the end of Season 1. Before I go, I'd like to announce that my website is up and running at www.bobcast.tv, and I invite you to check it out and see some of my other projects I've posted up there. The site's in kind of an alpha stage right now. The next step is to figure out how to get the videos embedded in the page rather than sending you to YouTube. And if you're wondering why the episodes of this show aren't on the podcast page, it's because I decided it would be easier to figure out the embedding problem before I added these 13 episodes and had to go backtrack and redo them. So anyways, you know where to find them, and they'll be on the website soon enough. So keep an eye on the site for new projects I'll be posting, and watch for new episodes of this show, as well as a few brand new shows. I'm really excited about kicking this whole thing up a notch, and if you've enjoyed what I've done so far, then the next phase should be a whole lot of fun, both for you and for me to make. So anyway, that's a wrap. Take care, and I will see you in the near future on Season 2 of the Podcast of Interest for No One. See you then.